For most of my life, I thought being strong meant having all the answers. That belief started early. Growing up, I underwent 6 brain surgeries. And when you're a kid going through something like that, you learn pretty quick that people worry about you. Your family worries, your friends worry, your teachers worry, your sisters worry. And somewhere along the way, I started believing that the best thing that I could do was make life easier for everyone else. Don't complain. Don't struggle. Don't be a burden. Eventually, that pressure collided with years of questions about my own worth. I found myself battling depression, convinced that I had to earn my place in the lives of the people I loved, that I had to be exceptional to deserve their time, their respect, and in many cases, their love. If it wasn't for my dad showing up unannounced one day, I wouldn't be here giving you this speech. And as I returned to my parents' house, some things started to feel normal again. I got a job I enjoyed. I was hanging out with friends again. I even met a girl. Then one dreary March day, I found myself in my girlfriend's apartment after not hearing from her all day, and after trying to break down her door and nearly dislocating my shoulder in the process. The paramedics came into her apartment only to find that she had died unexpectedly. And once again, I put the mask on. I told myself I needed to be strong and keep moving, keep functioning, keep it together. Grief has a way of collecting interest. What you refuse to feel doesn't disappear, it waits. And then one day, I became a leader. And what surprised me most was realizing that in many cases, what made me successful was also going to keep people at a distance. I had to become very good at looking like I had everything together. The problem was, nobody really knew. They knew the mask that I had spent a lifetime building. And what I've learned over time is that the moments people trusted me most weren't the moments when I looked strongest. They were the moments when I was willing to be human. Have you ever felt like you had to pretend everything was okay because everyone else was looking to you? That's what I like to call the leadership mask. The mask is a version of ourselves that we think people need. The leader who never struggles, the manager who always knows the answer, the father who never gets overwhelmed, the entrepreneur who is always confident. The problem is, the mask, it creates distance. Because the reality is people trust authenticity far more than they will ever trust perfection. We've all worked for that leader before. The boss that nobody wants to approach because they always seem too busy. The manager who never admits when they got something wrong. The executive who walks into every meeting acting like everything is under control when we all know it's a dumpster fire. On paper, those leaders look strong. Think about it for a moment. Did you trust them? Did you feel comfortable bringing them bad news? Did you feel safe asking for help? Or did you spend more of your time trying not to disappoint them? Because see, that's the problem with the mask. It can create authority, but it rarely is going to create you a connection. But at the same time, we've all worked for someone who could say, yeah, I got this wrong. I screwed up. That's on me, guys. And somehow, we trusted them more, not less. For a long time, I wore a mask I didn't even realize that I was wearing. I've lived with a chronic health condition most of my life. Between the surgeries, the hospital visits, uncertainty about what comes even next. I developed a belief that followed me everywhere I went, that I was a burden. I was a sunk cost to everyone who knew me. I felt like the people around me were constantly investing their time, their energy, their love into someone who was broken. Because of that, I started believing that I had to earn my place in their lives. I thought I had to be exceptional at all times. I had to achieve more, accomplish more, forgive more, prove more. If I could just be successful enough, if I could just be helpful enough, valuable enough, then maybe I would deserve the love and support I was receiving. Because when your self-worth is tied to performance, every single failure feels like a verdict on your value as a person. And eventually, that mindset contributed to one of the darkest battles in my life: depression and suicidal ideation. What finally started to change things wasn't another achievement, it wasn't another promotion, it wasn't another accomplishment. It was the moment that I stopped pretending that I was okay all the time. The moment that I began telling trusted people the truth about what I was carrying every day. Because something surprising happened. People I thought would think less of me, they actually moved in closer. The conversations, they got deeper. The relationships I had, they got stronger. The connection that I had spent years trying to earn through performance was built almost instantly through honesty. That's when I learned something that I will never forget. People weren't waiting for me to be exceptional. They were just waiting for me to be real. I used to think vulnerability was all about sharing everything, but it's not. No, vulnerability is the moment you stop managing your image and start sharing your reality. So starting today, I want you all to begin to take your mask down. And there are 3 questions that I want you to start asking yourself every single day to begin this process. Number 1, what am I pretending not to struggle with? Maybe it's a physical pain. Maybe it's a mental pain. Maybe you got something going on in your personal life. Maybe you got something going on at work. Whatever the case may be, wherever it is, we're all holding this baggage of something that we're struggling with every single day. And yet we never let anybody in. That's to stop today. That is a mask you are wearing every single day. Question number 2, what conversation am I avoiding? Is it a conversation with a significant other? Is it a conversation with your best friend? Is it a conversation with a coworker, your boss? These uncomfortable conversations are hard. That's why they're hard. They're uncomfortable. They have to happen all the time, because in the midst of you trying to avoid that conversation, you are creating distance between you and people you care about. You have to have the conversations, even the hard ones, early. And finally, number 3, what truth would help my team trust me more? Because we're all carrying something that we don't want our team to go. Maybe it's something you have going on in your personal life. Maybe it's something you have going on at work. Maybe it's internal politics. Whatever the case may be, you're carrying this weight and your team knows nothing about it, but yet they see you struggling nonetheless. They can feel that tension. You have to let them in. Because look, the strongest leaders I've met, they weren't fearless. They weren't perfect. They weren't always confident. They were honest. Honest about what they knew. Honest about what they did. Honest about where they were struggling. Honest about where they were growing. Because people don't connect with this mask. No. They connect with the person behind it. And the moment we stop trying to appear invincible is often the moment that we become truly influential.